Welcome back to All Things EVM. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things that are Ethereum compatible. And today, guys, I'd like to start a series on, I'm going to try and do this every Monday between 3 and 4 p.m. Central Time. And I did try to start this at 3 p.m. Central, had some issues, had to restart my computer. And so I'm going to check on that real quick to make sure our broadcast is working right now before I move on. Just to not waste anybody's time, I got about 20 minutes in and then got some messages on the channel, guys, that it wasn't working. So let me jump in real quick to my phone, check my channel, see how we're doing here. Sounds okay right now. I'm going to leave it on in my headset in the background to see if it glitches on me. And if it starts glitching, I'll stop the stream. All right, so for now, I'm going to just keep on moving as if this is working. Please let me know in the chat. I'll jump into the chat on my phone. I have it open on the side here to make sure that we're good. And let's get on into my screen. First and foremost, here are some checkers that I like to use in order to check my airdrop status. So this is NFT Copilot, and they've got a handful of different checkers: ZK checker, Starknet checker, Scroll checker, and then they also have this layer 0 checker. So I've checked my wallet on this one for layer 0, and guys, I'm doing quite well. I'm in the top 10%, top 7.8% actually is where this is at, and I'm gonna just make sure that I keep that up. I would like to be in the top 5% overall if I can. I think that would be fantastic. Already top 1% for 8 destination chains. Now, obviously, the layer 0, if you're not familiar with layer 0, this is an interoperability, this is an interoperability protocol that works with messaging over multiple chains. It is, for the most part, it's EVM, although I do understand that they've branched out into Cosmos and possibly Solana as well. I've done everything that I can as far as I know of on the EVM chain, so I do need to dig into more contracts that I can interact with. My favorites to interact with in relation to layer 0, obviously there's the Stargate bridge, and that's probably the most obvious one. But honestly, guys, you can go to Bungie and Bungie Exchange. Bungie is an aggregator, so if you pick something and it gives you routes down here, and sometimes the routes include, layer 0 or Stargate. Another thing to check on is Jumper Bridge. Jumper Bridge is another aggregator, and you can choose Stargate in Jumper as well. Now, Jumper is likely to do an airdrop, and so is Bungie. So those are 2 to check out for sure. But then lately, I've been using Mayan Finance. And Mayan is another bridge, does some swaps cross-chain, and you can, I believe this interacts with layer 0 as well, and that's pretty awesome. Now, one thing I could be wrong on that, guys, but so don't quote me on that. This is actually Wormhole. I'm sorry, I take that back. Before I move on, I want to correct myself. Mayan Finance works with Wormhole, but I am blanking. I think Merkley. Let's see if I can find Merkley here in my open tabs. No, that's not Merkley. Merkley is a NFT bridge. Mayan. I don't have it open currently, so that's not going to work, but maybe I can get into that later in the stream. Merkley is an NFT bridge that you can pick different messaging protocols to send those NFTs, and layer 0 is one of those, as well as Wormhole and some others. So I'd like to get into that later if I can find it in my setup here. Awesome. Just checking on the stream, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. This is just what I do every single day, about 5-6 days a week. I spend at least an hour airdrop farming. And so I'm giving you some information on how I check some things. I'm just going to go stream of consciousness here, though, and so I don't have a lot of specifics to talk about besides airdrop farming. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions so I can answer them. Another checker that I've used recently is Wenzer. That's Wenzer.xyz, And you can put in your address on this one as well. This gives you a little bit more detail as to check marks to get passed. I've done over $10,000 worth of transactions or volume on layer 0, and I've interacted with 25 different transactions, but I haven't reached 100 transactions yet, and I haven't reached 25 contracts yet. Would like to at least hit 25 contracts, guys. Got to do some more digging into that. Now, as far as the good metrics that I have hit, I have done more than 9 distinct months. I've actually hit 10 distinct months on layer 0. Now, layer 0 is likely to drop in Q2 of 2024 per the announcements on X. So hopefully we will see that. They do give you some other metrics here. Let's see, bridged amounts and users transactions. I think one of these actually has a potential the rewards. This is how many tokens it thinks it's going to drop. I don't know how they're getting this metric. A lot of these are based on the Arbitrum airdrop, guys. A lot of these metrics is what we've seen. One thing it doesn't measure is if you've interacted with any governance contracts, so I do recommend doing that. I need to do that. I've staked some STG tokens, but there aren't any available protocols there aren't any governance proposals to vote on right now, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, everything's closed at the moment, so you can't vote currently on any Stargate proposals. This is snapshot.org. So check back on here if you've got any staked Stargate tokens or STG tokens. That will help you get a chance to get in on some governance proposals. That was big in the Optimism airdrop, less so obviously in Arbitrum, because there weren't any Arbitrum proposals yet. So let's move on. We have also RhinoFi, app.rhinofi /trackers, and you have different trackers here. Let's actually do one of these. Let's do the ZK area one. So we've talked about layer 0 already. I don't think they even have layer 0 in this one. So let's pull up my wallet here. Been using the Rabby wallet, guys. I highly recommend checking that out. Rabby points have been a big deal. I've actually made a decent amount of Rabby points, and anytime I refer somebody and they have 100 points achieved, I get 50 points to claim. So that's super fun. I have done a video on this, so like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for videos like this, and scroll through my previous videos. I do have a Rabby and Rainbow affiliate program links, and then also how to claim those airdrop points. So let's find my score here on ZK Sync Era. It looks like I'm in the top 6% here, which is pretty significant. 55 interactions with contracts, 160 total transactions, and I've done a 5.5 ETH worth of volume. Pretty significant there. Lots to look into there. As far as how many wallets I'm actually farming with, I only have a couple. I'm trying not to be a Sybil and trying not to be flagged as a Sybil. I might get into further as to how to stay away from being a Sybil. I have 2 wallets that I interact with commonly. One was built for or assigned to me essentially from my friend tech when I got into that last August, and so I used that wallet to farm different airdrops and to just kind of separate some of my transactions. Now that one was originally funded from this wallet, so it could get flagged as a Sybil. However, I only did that like a couple times early on, and because I use it in different ways and in different times of day, don't interact with the same contracts and have it linked to a different Twitter account, it's probably likely to be listed separately. Now I haven't done like layer 3 quests or any galaxy quests with that wallet. I've kind of kept that separate. Really just trying to keep all of my interactions, airdrop interactions on my main portfolio, but I do have that friend tech portfolio. This is my main wallet, guys. My other wallet being this one is the friend tech one. And this one's not connected to a hardware wallet like my main account is, and that gives me one advantage, that I can use that can give me the advantage of doing testnet trials with this account where I can't as well. Testnets have a harder time working with my Trezor that I use for a hardware wallet, and that's why I farm on 2 different wallets. So speaking of Sybils, one thing to look out for is there's a lot of proof of humanity going on with these airdrop farms. So I think they're great. Honestly, I think Sybils have taken advantage of the system, especially with Friendtech. There was a lot of Sybil accounts farming points, and I do hope that they get nerfed quite a bit. But it's yet to be seen there. Not a lot on the Friendtech side. I will update you with any information on that if you were in that ecosystem. But this is GRVT. This is linked to the ZK Sync ecosystem. And this is, you have to log in with a email address or, like a Google account on this. And this is really your proof of humanity for ZK Sync, in my opinion. Will help you for sure with that airdrop. And so I'm going to do this with both of my wallets, but I'm going to do them separately on different and link them to different email addresses and different Twitter accounts. And I've only got 2 Twitter accounts, guys. So one was one I set up before I became all things EVM and all things ETH. So that one I can still use as a farming wallet. And because it was given to me in relation to Friendtech, it kind of helps me out as it was just, dropped to me anyway. And I had to do, I couldn't work the Friendtech system or play it all in that ecosystem with my Trezor. So I just was forced to create another account, and it's worked out for me in the long term. In fact, the Dime airdrop, the DYM token or Dimension token, is getting dropped tomorrow, and I only qualified for that because of my my Friendtech usage. So I'm getting like 90 Dime tokens dropped to me, should be dropped directly to my wallet tomorrow. So if you did claim your airdrop allocations, guys, you should have that dropping in your wallet tomorrow. Now, I will be likely staking all of my Dime tokens. I do think if the price runs up crazy amounts, I might take some profits. But in general, I do think because it's an infrastructure play, similar to TIA or Celestia tokens, I think we're going to get eligibility for more airdrops by staking Dime rather than than taking the profit right away. I do think a lot of these Celestia Dime are going to be huge in the next 12 to 18 months as far as interoperability and stacking of the scaling of layer 2s and different ecosystems. So I've made videos on this before, so I don't want to get too deep into this. This is mostly about airdrops, but I do think Celestia and Dime tokens will be worth more in the future than they are now, so I have no problem holding on to them and staking. I do have to take a little bit of income from all of this usage, though, so I do take profits occasionally, but for the most part, guys, I want to be staking to increase my portfolio and be able to ride out any gains that I can make in this bull run, and then hopefully set myself up well for the next bear market. So with that, let's move on to other things here. I am farming the Avo. Avo just made an announcement on their official Discord, and this is a trading competition. Basically, it's not a competition. I would say that they're actually doing a token farming program, which go to Avo on Twitter. That's Avo XYZ, and they are doing a program, not a competition, a program to farm actual Avo tokens. They're not doing a point system like others. So I am putting in different, just on the daily, I'm putting in some really tight ranged trades on Avo, trading ETH USD as it's a really simple pair. I might run into different, they have different tokens that you can actually trade here. One of them being Dime, actually, which is a great one, trading currently at about $4. And let me just check the stream one more time to make sure we're good here. Awesome, still going, that's good. So if you are watching, guys, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more. I'm going to try and do this every single Monday between 3 and 4 p.m. Central Time. That's Central U.S. time, and I've been inspired by a couple of guys. Got to give a shout out to DeFi Trader, who is a fantastic airdrop farmer. I get a lot of information from him. He's got a Discord and a Telegram group. I'm able to be in his private Discord, as I've done, interacted well enough in his Discord to stay in good graces over there. And then Crypto Cove is the other one that I have to give a massive shout out. Congratulations to him for hitting 30,000 subs on YouTube. A lot of that has been just the grinds that he's done every single day. He's putting out new videos about airdrop farming in particular. And so check him out, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for both of those guys. I'll try to leave links to their channels in the description here. And then also I want to shout out, let's go over to Twitter. I want to shout out CC2. Let's look him up real quick. CC2 Ventures, I believe. Yep. This guy is incredible. I get a lot of my information from him. In fact, I want to on stream do this little Polyhedra NFT mint. I think that'd be a great one. I love these memes. The mid-curve memes are big right now. Manifest it. Yeah, so ZK Sync. A lot of people, I think, are mid-curving this, guys. I think people think it's way over farmed, but if I can be in the top 10%, leaning towards top 5%, I'm hoping to be getting a decent drop here. And then also he's the one that's recommended these different, like NFT Copilot was new to me as of yesterday. Check out his page, CC2 Ventures on X, and every single day he's got a doxed wallet that you can follow, track to see what he's doing here, and I think it's a great place. He's a big layer 0 proponent, but also hyping Hyperlane and Polyhedra, and has some great memes. Obviously, Mode is a new airdrop that I'd like to talk about on these streams. I think there's going to be some massive underfarmed. I think stuff like Manta got overfarmed. I think Mode is going to be underfarmed based on that kind of mid-curve situation where people aped into Manta and have some locked liquidity over there because of the Stone token, the ETH, the staked ETH token that they have over there, and they're going to miss out on Mode because of how much Manta got overfarmed. I think people are going to fade this. And I watched an awesome YouTube about Mode from DeFi Dad. I think it was the Edge podcast. They interviewed the CEO of Mode, and it was a fantastic interview, guys. So it made me super bullish on the Mode airdrop. Mode has some points already that you can see if you qualify for. I may not be able to watch this or log into this right now, because I've got my... let's just put it this way. I'm in the States. I don't get access to all these without using a VPN. Little secret, try to do as much as you can on VPN. I don't think my stream was liking my VPN, and that's why it failed earlier. So I'm not able to show you. I have like 940 something points right now in the Mode airdrop, and it just launched last week. So I've bridged some ETH over here. I've like half an ETH so far. I think I'd like to do more if I can. I don't want to limit myself in other airdrops, so I'm doing as much as I can everywhere that I can. So if I get any extra ETH, I'll throw it into Mode. But then Mode has a name system, so a Mode NS. I've minted an all things EVM.mode over there, I believe, and I've done some trading and some liquidity providing, and then also lended some tokens to their lending profile or platform. I think they've only got 3 applications currently running. There is a testnet, Mode testnet layer 3 project that you can go through. I haven't done it yet myself, but that's an option as well. Speaking of layer 3 and Galaxy Quest, there's so much out there, guys. Yesterday I spent about an hour knocking out a bunch of quests. I like to go down here and just pick don't think this is a normal page. Let's go to layer 3's main page. There we go. Yeah, so you can pick by category here. I just picked ZK Sync. And yesterday I just blew through a bunch of these. Yeah, all 4 of these and all 3 of these. This is where I got into Rhino Finance, as you can see, and intro to ZK Sync Era. These just give you some more transactions on some dApps that you might not otherwise use. And then they also give you, some exposure to those apps that likely don't have tokens yet because they're on a new chain that hasn't really gotten their token out yet. So if you're farming a new chain without a token, you're likely to have the best luck farming or at least interacting with those that don't have tokens yet. Now, a lot of these will go to 0. I might have some lending program tokens that might never even turn into, or rather points that may not ever turn into tokens, but who knows, right? So I see there's a couple other people watching. Feel free to drop any questions that you might have into the chat, guys. I'm here to answer any questions. If you're watching, I'm going to try and do this every single Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Today, I did start a stream at that time, and then it failed. I think it's probably because I had my VPN on. So watch out for that. Other things that I'm farming, guys, I've got a list. Should probably pull that up at some point, but I'm just going to look at all my tabs that I have open. One thing that's big today, Zero Lens has launched an airdrop campaign. Zero Lens available on multiple chains, I believe, guys. This is the ZK Sync market. I do believe I have some funds here, but they also have a Manta market as well. So I believe, actually, I think I've interacted with this and don't have any liquidity currently in here, but I do on Manta. Let's go to the dashboard. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of TIA supplied, and I've got some ETH supplied. And then, yeah, these are really small numbers here. You might want to check out, there's a bunch of markets on Manta in particular because of the stone situation. I believe Aperture might be the one that I've got a bunch of stone on. Aperture is a swap, so that's not it. Lendl. Lendl.xyz is another one that's got a lot of points right now. Oh, this is the one on Mantle. So I've got a bunch of METH here that I'm hoping that METH gives you some exposure to a future Mantle airdrop. Mantle token is obviously available because it's the gas token over at Mantle. But I do think they'll do continue to the idea with Mantle is each protocol gets a allocation or a grant from the Mantle tokens and the Mantle board, if you will, and they supply each application on the Mantle chain gets an allocation based on grants that they can apply for. And so with every application that you interact with, you have the potential of getting in on an airdrop because each one is given a certain amount of Mantle tokens to airdrop. So using Lendl for that. But let's get back to Zero Lens. You want to check this out, guys, because there's a lot of points to be gathered here. Join their Discord to get 100 points. Say GM 10 points per day. So get into their Discord and say GM once a day. You get 10 extra points. Now, obviously, I've got 182,000 points. Most of that is from the supplying and borrowing of assets. And then you do get a 20% referral bonus. So I'm going to put in the referral link in the description below if you want to get into this. Help out the channel, guys. That'd be awesome. And then if you're a Pyth staker, I am a Pyth staker. Now, this is an interesting one. I didn't realize over at Pyth, this is on Solana. Pyth does require you to get in before Thursday. So I actually locked up my Pyth tokens like moments after the this snapshot. Basically, there's a weekly point on Thursdays. I think it's like 0 UTC that they turn any staked Pyth into actually staked Pyth. So you have to like drop it in. Yeah, it's 0 UTC. And it's epoch based. So every week there's an epoch that turns over, and if you have to get your stake tokens in before the beginning of the epoch, otherwise you have to wait 7 days, and that is Thursday at 0. So basically for me, that's Wednesday night at about 7 p.m. And I missed the cutoff by probably about 12 hours, which is unfortunate. So and another thing to look out is if you want to get in on these snapshots, you got to get in early. So before Thursday this week, guys, I want you to think about, now, not a financial advice, obviously, but think about getting some Pyth tokens on Solana and dropping them into the staking program over there before the epoch ends so that you get some eligibility. I do think this is going to stay open here. This Are You a Pyth Staker? So I'll be able to check this eligibility later this week, probably Thursday morning my time. So, and then there's more upcoming points to be made. Follow on Twitter. Use these different applications, Aave and Maha, and Are You a Liquidity User Staker? So that'll be interesting to see how many points those make you eligible for. But the majority of the points, guys, is really in borrowing and lending on Zero Lend, and that's why I have this many points. Let's move on to the staked narrative, staked ETH or restaked ETH narrative. I do have some Kelp DAO. I got put in some ETH here. These are going to be farming Eigenlayer points. Now, Kelp in particular, I did put 2 full ETH worth of liquidity into this, staked it here, locked it up on Kelp, made a bunch of Kelp mile rewards here over the last couple weeks, but then I went over to Pendle. Pendle's also geo-locked, guys, so you have to use a VPN in order to use it. Be careful with that. I mean, some people are not into that because of, it's sort of breaking the rules a little bit, but, right, using crypto in general could be breaking rules. So be careful out there, guys. Do what you will. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but Pendle right now, I wish I could show you with my VPN on, but I think the stream makes it hard to use a VPN. But right now, I think I can show you on my Twitter. If I go to my recent Twitter posts, I had a post about it yesterday. Let's see here. Yeah, so at the bottom here of this post, LSTs are I should have said RSTs because it's restaking Ethereum. Easy ETH and RS ETH and ETH are giving you 41% on Renzo right now, 34% in Kelp, and 33% in EtherFi. These are APRs on the underlying ETH. So if you bought 1 ETH right now on, if you put 1 ETH worth of Kelp DAO, restaked ETH into Pendle right now, you're actually making about 34% APR in about 4 months. So that's annualized, guys, as far as the calculation goes. But so I turned like 2 ETH into 2.3 ETH with 1 transaction on Pendle. Now that is on mainnet, so you do have to watch out for fees there. But if you have enough liquidity, like I said, I did 2 ETH, and it's only going to lock up until, I believe, June right now for Kelp, and even Renzo is a little bit small. I think April is the unlock for Renzo. So I'd like to show you that at some point. Maybe I'll do a video on that so I can use my VPN in particular to make that happen. But that's a huge arbitrage possibility right now, as a lot of people are buying the yield part of those tokens. Now, the yield is only the ETH portion, right? So the ETH part is getting the yield part. The YP tokens are getting bought up like crazy. So the PT tokens, or the principal tokens, are seeing a lot of value. And the great thing about Pendle right now is they're rewarding kelp DAO deposits with like 3x kelp miles, and you still get your, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, you still get your eigenlayer yield as well. Let's go to Renzo Finance. I believe I've got some Renzo staked ETH here. I believe that's the easy staked ETH or easy ETH. So currently in my portfolio, I've got 55 Renzo points, 49 eigenlayer points, and I only have like 0.25 currently deposited in this, and it's only been about a week. So that's not bad. Yeah, wallet balance $632 in ETH, in easy ETH, and then I'm making decent points on eigenlayer. I don't know what points will amount to, if it'll be 1-to-1 points to tokens when there's an eigenlayer token, but I think eigenlayer is going to be infrastructure as well, similar to TIA and Dime, and we'll want to stake those, I think, when they are available. Obviously, take some profits if you feel the need to. But yeah, 0.25 Renzo staked ETH in this in Renzo Finance. Now Renzo, I could bring that over to Pendle. In fact, I'll try to make a video about that to get that additional APR there that I showed you in my Twitter feed. So yeah, 41% currently. So if I stake that 0.25, I'll make an additional 41% in the next like 3 months, because the claim period is in April, which is pretty incredible. So other drops that I'm farming, obviously the ZK drop, the that's ZK Sync, I should say. The layer 0, I'm doing Linea. I've got Scroll running as well. Different airdrops here. Let's see, what other chains am I in? ZK Fair, I think, was a bit of a dud, to be honest with you. It could change. That one's a little bit more homegrown. I believe it's all sort of crowdfunded instead of VC funded, which is interesting. Zora is a big one. If you haven't gotten into Zora yet, I recommend that. On DBank right here, we don't even have mode available yet. I hope that they launch that soon. I've got a lot of liquidity locked up in mode, so it doesn't show my value or my balance correctly. Because of that, you're going to find that occasionally with, you know, the bleeding edge technologies that we're working with here. You're not going to see all of your balance correctly published here, because you're not you're working with protocols that are so new that DBank might not even know about them. So other things I'm farming, I mentioned Friendtech. I do have quite a few points here. Now we're in the last, hopefully going to see an announcement in the next couple of days, or maybe next week, about what Friendtech is going to be doing with their point system. I got into this super early. I believe it was week 1 or week 2. If you hit the airdrop tab here, I have accumulated over 10,000 points, which was pretty decent for a while. That's the points have cut off in the last month. They stopped issuing points 2 weeks ago. So right now, I've just got a little bit of liquidity inside of, I've got 2.3 ETH farming. I had as much as 8.5. Actually, my highest amount was over 10.5 ETH, which was a huge investment for me. I put in about 8.5 though. My portfolio value went up to 10.5 with the run up. I think a lot of people are exiting currently, which is just kind of sad, to be honest, as I do think this could be pretty significant airdrop, and we should likely see people coming back to this in the next, as soon as the announcements happen. But there hasn't been any announcements, so that's frustrating. Hey, Steve C. Thanks for joining the chat here, and let me know if you have any questions about airdrops in particular. I'm going to try to do this every single Monday, 3 p.m. Central to 4 p.m. Central. Now, I did try to do this during that time period earlier today, and it didn't work out, so that's why we're on at 4 p.m. Central instead of 3. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content like this. I'll be doing this every Monday, might even do this every Wednesday as well. Just depends on how much traffic it gets for my channel, guys. This is something I do anyway. So let's get on into actual farming. So I'm going to let's go to layer 3. I think it's a great place to start. There's just things that you wouldn't otherwise do. It's hard to find some good new applications to interact with without going to something like Quest or layer 3 rather. So let's go to Solana because though I call my channel All Things EVM, I've recently, just because of how much is going on Solana, don't want to fade that, especially airdrop farming this. So let's see what we can get into. Do have a Phantom wallet, so let's do these DeFi on Solana with Phantom quests here. And hopefully some of the interactions here that I work with are going to have some available tokens. I'm not sure if they're going to. Maybe I should work on something I know is going to be useful. I know Solana has a lot of protocols that are new, so it's likely to be the case. But I haven't done any of these before, so I don't know what Orc is. You know what? Forget that. Let's get into stuff that actually has likelihood to have actual airdrops, which I've already talked about some of the restaking in Eigenlayer. Let's do some Linea quests, or Linea. Let's search Linea here. Done some of these already. Ecosystem Linea, okay. So I actually like layer 3 quite a bit. I think there's a lot of, the UX in particular is fantastic here. It gives you exactly what you need to do in the instructions, and it's super simple to interact with. And I'm just going to skip through this because I don't need this extra knowledge here unless they have some sort of quiz. But what I'm really looking forward to is swap on layer 3. So swap at least $5 worth of assets on layer 3 swap on Optimism, Arbitrum Base, Ethereum, or Polygon. Well, that's lame because I'm looking for Linea. But maybe layer 3 swap is actually linked to Linea drop. So I know Linea has some interesting interactions with other chains. So maybe something I would have learned maybe through reading through the instructions there. Oh, and it kicked me out. Nice. One thing I will say is I did do a bunch of ZK Sync stuff yesterday, and I think those were super valuable. Scroll down here, hit on ZK Sync, and run through this RhinoFi stuff that's really good, and then exploring mute and space swap or swap on SpaceFi, ZK Sync error intro. Let's explore dexes on ZK Sync and just get 404. Are you kidding me? This is why I make videos not live most of the time, guys, because this is unfortunately some of the nonsense you run into. Dex aggregators on ZK Sync. Let's see if this works. Swap via 1inch. 1inch already has a token or isn't likely to have one. Odos, I'm not sure of. I'm going to skip this one. This could be interesting. One thing that you really need to do, and don't fade this, guys, is actually use the bridges for these specific protocols. I'm wondering if this is going to link me to that bridge in particular. A bridge is ZK Sync. Yeah, you can open layer 3 bridge and use that. But let's go to the official ZK Sync official bridge. Be careful not to click on anything that's an ad, guys. You don't want to get your wallet drained. I always check on these portal.zk, and you can always check against like their official Twitter to make sure you're using the right one. So ZK Sync era, ZK Sync IO. bridge now. This is probably more likely what you should be doing. Going to the official Twitter, clicking on the links. In fact, you double check, that you're not clicking on something that has maybe a wrong letter in this in particular, because you might be using the wrong thing. So let's bridge a little bit of ETH. I'm going to connect my wallet here. Browser wallet. Open up Rabby. If you're not using Rabby, it's so much better experience than MetaMask. If you've never used Rabby before, I'm going to drop a link to the Rabby points that are going on right now. Check this out. So in your Rabby wallet, if you haven't updated this or have never used it before, you go to this Rabby points thing, update your browser if you've not used it, or your extension if you don't get that button. But I've claimed up to almost 10,000 points already. That's pretty significant. Most other people that have used Rabby for less time or just haven't got this many points. And so you can claim with referral rewards too. If somebody claims and they have more than 100 points, you get 50 points to claim yourself. And that's a significant amount of how many of the points that I've personally made. But yeah, use Rabby. I'll put a link into. In fact, you can type in all things EVM as the promo code. But I'm going to use ETH as my bridge token. Don't have a lot of ETH in my account right now, so that might not work all that well. Did you do a lot of airdrop farming in the last couple days? It's kind of depleted my resources. Let's see if this even goes through. It's a $12 fee on top of a $2. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this right now. Let's go to Orbiter. Orbiter's got a great airdrop going on. There's lots of quests to do here. In fact, new ones just dropped, Paymaster Revolutions and the Zeta Chain Launch Party. There's $2,500 pool to win in that. Made a bunch of points in O points here. Those should turn into tokens, right? I hold a couple of Orbiter NFTs. These are from Galaxy Quests that I've done in order to multiply my points. And I've got some basic points, some activity points, and then ecosystem points. This is all from previous uses of the protocol before the points even started to accumulate. Let's see. Let's go to my portfolio here and see what ETH I have available to move. Don't think I have a lot right now. That's interesting. So it says I've got 0.2 ETH in my wallet. So I wonder why. Max. It's interesting. It doesn't seem to be reading my wallet correctly. Weird. I actually have the most ETH in ETH and ZK Sync already. But all right, I'm going to move on. Use this bridge, official bridge, in order, at least use it once. If you use it once, you'll at least get an interaction with it, and that'll trigger the more likelihood. It's one of those things that you need to check the box on. I didn't do it on the Arbitrum bridge. I don't think when I got the Arbitrum airdrop, I made like $2,600, and it only farmed it for like 2 months. I was new to DeFi, really in the Arbitrum ecosystem in particular. I did a lot on ETH mainnet in 2022 and started getting into Arbitrum in late 2022, but not enough to get like a $10,000 airdrop. However, still made like $2,800, $2,600 in ARB tokens. Did take profits on that after a good pump and rolled that right into ETH, guys. And if you know me, if you've watched this channel before, I'm a big ETH guy. So if you got any questions, guys, I know there's a couple people watching. Please put them in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this. I'm going to try to do this every Monday for about an hour, 3 p.m. Central Time to 4 p.m. Central Time. I started this one late because I tried earlier and had an issue with my technical setup here. So actually, I should be able to do this. There's 0.01, so let's bridge over 0.05. It's kind of lame because it's a $10. Yeah, it's just not enough. Use the bridge and then play around. So actually go to my transaction history and see what all I did yesterday. In fact, I have notes on it. This is a good thing to do. Open up a notes app, whether it's just notes or it's Notion or something, and keep track of what you're doing on a daily basis, guys. I started doing this recently, and it's really helped to look back and remember where I've got assets. Because you might add some liquidity to something, and if it doesn't get tracked by DBank, you don't remember that you have it there. So it's good to be able to go back through your notes and go, oh yeah, I have like, $20 worth of Ethereum in, I have 0.25 in Ionic. I should probably go check that. So Ionic is on mode, which I need a VPN to use. So I'm not able to show you guys right now, but do check out mode. One of the biggest airdrops I think is going to happen in 2024. It's probably going to be closer to the end of 2024 is my guess, if I was a betting man. All right, let's do some other things. So bridges to look out for. Do some swaps. Mayan Finance is connected to Wormhole Bridge. Wormhole Bridge is a cross-chain bridge. You can bridge to Solana here. You can bridge to a bunch of EVM chains as well, BSC, Polygon, Avalanche, etc. So this will get you some traction for the Wormhole airdrop, which is a big narrative right now. Stargate obviously gets you layer 0 exposure. Now it's not the only place that you can get layer 0 exposure. I highly recommend using SushiSwap. I love SushiSwap's integration with layer 0. A lot of people don't know about this, so it's kind of one. I think it's honestly the most easy place to cross-chain swap in EVM. So if you have any token you have here, so on Ethereum, on Arbitrum, whatever you want, it shows you what you have available. And let's say I want to move, connected to Arbitrum right now. Let's change, let's say to Polygon, see what I have on Polygon. All right. So I've got like $3 of this DPI, DeFi Pulse Index token. And I want to swap this in Polygon for, let's say, some ARB on Arbitrum chain. I can actually just hit max here, hit the wallet, hit max, and approve DPI. Let's actually run through this transaction here because I want to show you how smooth this is. Jumper is another one that does a similar job, and Bungee obviously is similar and it does cross-chain sort of swaps. Mayan Finance does some cross-chain swaps, to Sol. Portal is a big one. Portal is another wormhole bridge where you're exposing yourself to the wormhole protocol, which gives you, is similar to like layer 0. Pardon me while I use my hardware wallet here. If you're not using a hardware wallet, guys, please, please, please find one. Especially if you got, 10,000 plus worth of assets on chain. It's not worth getting phished and scammed out of your money. No, obviously you could give somebody permission and they could get access to your seed phrase somehow, but with a hardware wallet, it's really hard to do that. They actually have to physically have the hardware wallet in their possession. So now I'm going to swap. So $3 of DPI tokens, this random token I had in my Polygon wallet, to a couple of ARB. ARB is actually down in price today, so why not swap across from Polygon to ARB with very little friction, guys. Really love this. And this gives you access to layer 0 traffic. So I'm interacting with layer 0 by using SushiSwap's cross-chain swap function. And like it says, Stargate right here is the background. It does a swap for you on SushiSwap on that chain, is the first interaction, and then it bridges via Stargate with whatever token is necessary for Stargate to use. One complaint I have about Stargate is when you transfer, you're limited in the assets. There's some funky ones like Curve, which is great. I think even Pepe can be transferred across chain, but it really is dependent on what chain you're on. So if I want to bridge from BNB, the choices are, relatively significant on this side, but what I'm able to swap it to is limited here. Like all these grade ones, I can't swap this token to, like this Woo token. I don't know where I can swap it to besides I got Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, some options, but it's not all options. And so the nice thing about SushiSwap is it actually swaps for you. See, bridged USDC from Polygon to Arbitrum. So I didn't have USDC. It swapped for me into USDC, and then it uses Stargate, gives me some exposure to the layer 0 airdrop, and then bridges it over to Arbitrum. And it won't take that long. Like 5 minutes should be the max that you see on this sort of transaction. Whereas I've, using Portal, I've seen longer. Using Jumper, I've seen longer. Now, all of these will get you exposure to different airdrops. Jumper is powered by Li-Fi. Li-Fi is likely to drop a token at some point. In fact, I believe that's a for sure thing. Orbiter, I love for simple swaps. Like I'm a big ETH guy, so I have plenty of ETH, and I usually just am swapping ETH. If I'm swapping ETH, I'm using Orbiter. If I'm swapping another sort of token, I'm using SushiSwap with their multi-chain bridge function that's powered by layer 0. So get a lot of exposure to layer 0 there. Portal is a great one though for other chains. So you get a lot of different like osmosis. So this gives you access to bridging to the Cosmos ecosystem, Solana, Sui, which is harder to find in other bridge applications. So Say is another one that's going to be huge this year, likely. So lots of different options here. The experience has been less optimal, I would say, on this side, as far as how easy it works and how often it fails has been relatively high. Connect your wallets here. So you connect your Rabia wallet. Let's say if I want to go to Solana, I can connect my Phantom wallet, which is nice. It gives you all these different wallet options, which is cool. If I wanted to go to Osmosis instead, I could connect my Kepler wallet. So that's great with Portal, and Portal gives you access to or traffic on the Wormhole airdrop, which is good. So does Mayan Finance. And then the other one that's good for the Wormhole project is, let's see if I can find it here in my tabs. I had it open earlier. Merkley is the one. Let's find Merkley. Yeah, the Merkley bridge is a ONFT bridge. And it's going to have different ways to send different NFTs. So it's minting an NFT and then bridging it. So I'm not sure what sort of utility you're getting out of these NFTs, but I do think this is going to be a huge one for these airdrops in particular. Layer 0, definitely use it for Layer 0 to get some traction on the Layer 0 airdrop. If you're already farming that, this is one of the check boxes you want to check off. These are super simple, guys. So I like to, let's say, why don't I do Meter? I don't have any assets on Meter. See if I can actually do this. I do have some assets on Polygon. So I'm going to hit Mint. It'll create the NFT here, and I believe the gas will all be paid on Polygon. So I don't think I have to have, I don't even know what Meter is. Never used it before. But let's mint a ONFT on Polygon using Layer 0. And then bridge it. I'm assuming Meter is a EVM chain of some sort, so maybe I'm exposing myself to a Meter airdrop at some point. Awesome. So Layer 0 Scan has sent the minted NFT to, I believe, my wallet address on Meter. So that's cool. Gives you all these different, I believe these are all EVM chains. I don't recognize all of them. There are so many, guys. It's crazy. Let's go to Metis. Why not? Metis has got an airdrop that you can farm. So any transactions that you do here is going to qualify you for a Meta or Metis. In fact, let's switch protocols that we're using. Let's use Hyperlane. Hyperlane. Okay, it doesn't have the Metis. Let's see if Polyhedra does. Yep, it has Metis here. So let's go ahead and mint from Polygon. I know I have some Matic, and these are cheap transaction, guys, especially from Polygon. We're paying less than a penny. We are minting at 52 cents of Matic per transaction, but we're paying 0 gas basically, right? 0.0028 Matic, which is again less than pennies for the gas to the mint. And then I'm getting some traction on the Metis chain, which gives me some potential airdrop traffic. Don't have enough gas to do that one. I'll have to come back and do that. But Polyhedra, Hyperlane, Wormhole, and Layer 0 all have potential airdrops, as well as Merkley, guys. Merkley itself could have a token. So try to knock out 5 birds, potentially more than 5 birds with 1 stone by choosing different. You could link to Zora. Zora's got an airdrop of at some point they're going to have a token, right? Metis already has a token, but they're doing an airdrop campaign. Something like, I think it was $50 million worth of Metis tokens are going to be dropped in 2024. Scroll is another one that's going to be big this year. So check out those chains, guys, and Linea, of course, Mantle, of course. Do all those different drops as much as you can with whatever liquidity you have. I know I've got a little bit of ETH on, let's see here. Because I've got some liquidity on ZK Sync Arrow, let's do another one here. Let's go from ZK Sync to, can't do Metis from ZK Sync, interestingly. Let's see what we can do. Let's go maybe to Linea. Let's do Scroll. Trying to get as much Scroll traffic as possible. Scroll could airdrop sooner than we expect, so I'm just trying to beef up my transactions there. So anytime you do a new, let's choose, sorry. Let's mint here. Let's see if I can do a similar transaction on another one of these, but knocking out multiple birds with 1 stone here. Minting an NFT for cheap, guys. Like, I think it was 40 cents plus the bridge. What's the bridge going to cost me? 39 cents, and that's just gas. There's no bridge fee, just gas fee. So for 80 cents, I can give myself multiple contract interactions on Merkley, ZK Era, and Scroll all at the same time. Let's go to Wormhole and see if we can't do something similar here. We can't go to Scroll here, but we can go, let's see. None of these are going to likely have a new airdrop, so let's see. Polyhedra isn't connected with ZK Sync, but it is with Scroll. Let's go Scroll to Linea on Polyhedra. Let's see if I have any available ETH on Scroll to make this work. Should have enough. Yeah, 30 cents. I've definitely got 30 cents worth of ETH on Scroll. And all you have to do is make sure you have a little bit of ETH on the origination or the minting side of this bridge. Minting, please wait. If you're watching, guys, please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'm going to be doing this fairly often. Can't bridge this one. Not sure why. Polyhedra utilizes layer 0 and polyhedra for ZK proof technology. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's see if we can do this on scroll. Let's go scroll. Let's go Arbitrum to scroll. I know I've got liquidity on Arbitrum. And then go to scroll. Mint. Guys, I just do this every day, like 5-6 days a week. Make some new transactions, spend a little gas money, you know, dollars at a time. Spend less than, you know, try to spend less than $10 a day. Otherwise it gets a little expensive and you know, you're burning liquidity. But doing this sort of thing is going to get you massive returns in the long run. Risk to reward is huge on a lot of these. I mean, I got 90 dime is what's going to hit my wallet tomorrow. And those are currently trading. I think dime is trading at like $4 a piece. So like almost 400 bucks, right, worth of dime tokens is going to be airdropped to my wallet, and it's all because I did some interactions on Friendtech. So if you had a Friendtech wallet, you had the eligibility for the dime airdrop. I didn't have any TIA staked at the time. All you needed was one TIA staked for the dime airdrop. I'm going to be staking my dime so that I can be eligible for more airdrops. And this is just the avalanche that starts with the snowball, right? Throw a snowball down a hill, rolls through the snow, grows bigger, and hopefully by the end of this bull cycle, guys, I have a massive amount of rewards. My goal, honestly, is to make about $100,000 in airdrops this year. I think it's totally possible. Probably won't take as much time as people think. And that's my goal. We'll track progress on this live stream every Monday. Again, I'm going to try do this every Monday. If I can, I'll do it on Wednesdays as well. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this, guys. I am going to sign off at this point. So again, thank you so much for watching all things EVM. Follow along for my journey in the airdrop space, farming all kinds of airdrops from layer 0 to ZK Sync to more niche things like Avalanche and protocols on Avalanche, protocols on BSC, protocols on, I'll be moving off EVM to get onto Solana, so stay tuned for those episodes as well. I'm going to try to get more into the weeds with actual transactions. This one was more of an overview. So if you did like this, thank you so much for sticking around. Next time I will definitely be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Be careful not to take this as financial advice. This is just the documentation of my journey. It's for entertainment and educational purposes. But hopefully you guys get some good value out of this and stick around. Would love to grow my channel through this series. And again, thank you so much for watching, and God bless, guys. Appreciate you.